So, Michael, what I've experienced is that quite a few clubs do real well with enjoying a community event and being at the community event and getting Rotary recognition. Where the challenge is from that community event, the steps to get some of the people that they've met there that would make good Rotarians into their club.
Yeah. So this is a marketing issue at its core, because having a community event that's designed to bring in people from the outside has to be appealing to the people on the outside. It can't be a pet project of people on the inside. I'm trying to, I offered to do a professional development fundraiser for the Southfield Area Club in District 6380, your district, Mr. PN. And I told them, look, this formula is all tricked out, everybody. We've used it to raise over $250,000 for clubs in North America. No changes to the plan. We have it dialed in. And one of the things that's dialed in is when you stage this event, when you market it, you do not tell people it's a fundraiser. And you do not tell people it's a Rotary event. And you don't tell them it's a seminar, because none of those words are going to do the marketing trick for us. So someone listening might ask, well, what do you call it if it's not a seminar? It's an event. Everybody wants to go to an event. Not everybody wants to go to a seminar. The fact that it's a fundraiser is what I call internal language. The Southfield Area Club cares deeply that it's a fundraiser, but nobody on the outside cares. If you give them, if it's a $100 program and you're charging $50, so they're getting a really good deal. That's, I think, what the numbers are going to be. It's a $100 ticket. Southfield Area Club's charging $50. And you're giving them $100 worth of leadership content. How to get promoted, how to save your job, how to rock your numbers as a department, right? These are all really valuable things to teach. Then they don't care if it's a fundraiser or not. They're getting professional development. When you put fundraiser, it mucks up the value proposition. Then they want to know, well, who's it a fundraiser for? And how much money are we trying to raise? And, you know, all these other secondary questions come into play. So I always tell them, leave fundraiser out. When they get there, we'll tell them, thank you very much. You're raising money for the such and such foundation or the such and such daycare center here in town. And then everybody feels extra special. It's like a big reveal, right? The other thing they do is, I'm just using the fundraiser event as a sample of how we can use verbiage to make the event more powerful and more appealing to people outside the club. Is they'll say at the top, the Rotary Club sponsors. Well, that sounds interesting, but if I don't know what the Rotary Club is, I'm already asking questions. Who is the Rotary Club? See, this question is separate and apart from, do I need this training? Do I need to hear this keynote speaker or whatever? So it's like introducing a bunch of stuff to the equation that fog up the decision-making process, that allow people to see how undeniable the value proposition is. And it is an ongoing task for me when I'm helping with events and counseling people on this, to strip away that language that almost seems like it's default. I'm not saying don't tell people that Rotary is not involved, but instead of putting it in 72-point type at the top of the graphic, put it in 36-point type at the bottom. Don't lead with it necessarily. Lead with the title of the course, what people are going to get. You see?
So during the seminar, do you explain what Rotary is?
Oh, yeah. That's the best part.
And how do you explain what Rotary is?
Well, when they come in, it's not hidden. There's signage. Everybody seems to have a pin on. A lot of people seem to know each other. What's this about? When somebody introduces, if it's me as the speaker, they'll introduce me as a Rotarian. The person introducing me says, I'm president of the such and such club. What's this now? A club? Okay. When I do my thing, right before the first break, it's very timely. I say, I'd like all the Rotarians in the room to stand up, because nobody really knows who they are. If you put 100 people in the room and half of them are visitors, the visitors don't know what the hell's going on. So I say, all the Rotarians stand up. Thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're amazing people. And now people are like, well, speaker really likes these Rotarians. What's this about? And then I say, please sit down if you're not in the sponsoring club. Then the Southfield Area Club in this case would remain standing, because the pitch was, we're going to get you to come back to the Southfield Area Club, not one more time, but 2 more times, because you have to visit 3 times in order to be qualified as a member. So it's all part of the system, right? So what I loved about your question is, what the question at its base is extremely valuable. How can we get the public to come to this stuff, to Rotary events? But if the value prop is really deep, we call it in sales, it's called the sales funnel, then you're not just pulling them into the first first part of the funnel, you're pulling them deep into the funnel, because now they're so interested in what's going on. They're coming back again and again, eventually joining. Wow.
So it's not, because I've been at meetings where someone will explain that we're 1.2 million and 36,000 clubs. I didn't hear that from you. What I'm sensing from you is that it's really up to the Rotarians that are in the presentation to introduce themselves to new people and, hey, we'd like to invite you to our meeting, something like that.
Yeah, and there's a commercial for the next meeting. We meet on Tuesdays at noon at the such and such. You don't want to miss on next Tuesday because we're having so-and-so come in. So again, the marketing leads to more marketing, right? You're just constantly, it's like a tug of war where you're just constantly pulling the other people over to your side. And even after they leave, you've got their email, so it's called remarketing. You use that same email to get their attention again. You pull them by the ear a little bit and say, hey, remember you liked us when you came to our event a little bit ago. We're having another event that's kind of like that. We'd love to see you. Or maybe you've got their phone number and now you can call them. At the event itself, one of your points from earlier, you take a picture of everybody, and then you post it on Facebook on the club page, and you tag the people that are in the photo, the visitors. We don't even tag our own members sometimes. I would rather tag the visitors. The members are already in the club, right? So it's like this extra special attention for the visitors that is so attractive and so desirable. I mean, everybody wants it. But when we perform to a minimum standard at events in marketing, when we perform to a minimum standard, we get minimum results, minimum money raised, minimum attendance, and then we scratch our heads and say, well, that was a lot of work and nobody joined, right? Not good.
Right.